My name's Jacob Smith, and I'm going to be leading you through the registration process in 5 minutes or less. Doing things a bit differently this year. First off, you may recognize that Riverwalk sign. This end of the convention center was the Hall A end, so it was the end closest to the Hilton and Canal Street. You can see it's under construction. So we won't be using this end of the convention center, and so what we're going to want you to do is we're going to want you to walk further down. The first place you can enter if you want to register is the atrium. Now you can see there's food here, which is great. So if you want to drop your youth off here, have them get a bite to eat while you and other adult leaders register, you can do that in the atrium. It's really easy to see from the outside because it's where all the food is. And then you can walk down through these doors into Hall D. The other thing you can do is walk the whole way down the outside of the convention center, and you'll see this as a Katrina memorial that's a house stuck up in a tree off to your right. And that's when you know that you're at Hall D, so that you've walked far enough down the convention center to get to Hall D. You may also notice that there's these huge signs outside that say Hall D, but that's where you're going to enter to go into registration. So there's a large panel of regular doors that you'll go through. You'll see Hall D right in front of you. You also see this meeting rooms up the escalator, and you're going to be directed up the escalator to go upstairs for adult leader orientation. If you looked off to your right during registration, you'd see a bunch of people lining up to get their bags, but you're not going to do that yet. You're going to go up these escalators to the adult leader orientation, which is in the La Nouvelle Ballroom. Now, at this point, you may, send all of your leaders. You may send some of them. It really depends on, what the best thing is for your group. They may be eating in the atrium. If you come on Wednesday, the interaction center floor may be open. But whatever you're going to need to do, at some point, all of your adult leaders are going to need to go through adult leader orientation. When you get to the top of these escalators, there'll be stanchions and volunteers to direct you to make basically a U-turn, to go back around to the ballroom. Also up here, you will be able to reprint your confirmation letter. Now you need to print your confirmation letter. Don't go right here. Go around to the left. There we go. You're going to need to print your confirmation letter before you come to the gathering, and that confirmation letter is going to have all the information that you need to register. If you forget to print it, there will be a kiosk here that will allow you to reprint it, and also some folks from the gathering to answer any questions you might have about changes to your registration that you're going to need to make. Once you have everything set up, you can continue down this hallway. Again, you're going to the La Nouvelle Ballroom, and so that kind of wall all the way at the end of the hallway is where you're walking to. Now, at this point, just to point out, there's a men's and women's restroom, so if you're ready for that after your journey, there won't be any youth up here, so it should be no lines. And you just continue down this hallway all the way until it opens up into another area, and that's the La Nouvelle Ballroom. Adult leader orientations start on the hour and the half hour, so there may be a line, but it won't be very long until you get through. And even if you've been to many gatherings before, adult leader orientation is very important for you to go to. You'll come out of adult leader orientation, and there'll be a set of escalators that'll be going down, and you'll take these down escalators, and the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get your backpacks and your wristbands. This is where the difference is. Wristbands and backpacks you get all together inside of Hall E. So you come off the escalators, make a right-hand turn, and go into Hall E. Now let's pause a second here and talk about what is going to happen inside of Hall E. When you enter Hall E, there's going to be a set of stanchions. And you're going to walk through those stanchions, and when you get to the front of the line, there'll be a volunteer that you can show your registration letter to, and they will direct you to a particular booth. You'll walk up to the booth. Someone at the booth will greet you, ask for your congregational ID, which is printed on your registration letter, and from that, they will grab your pre-made registration packet that has all of your wristbands. Now count out those wristbands, make sure they're exactly right. At the same time, they'll be using the number of t-shirts and sizes of t-shirts printed on your registration letter to put all those together. Now, at registration, you'll only be able to get the t-shirts and sizes that you have on your registration letter. We've ordered t-shirts based on those, and so at registration, we have to stick to those. After registration, we may be able to swap some. You can always swap some with other groups if that makes sense. But for registration, you will have to take the sizes that you originally signed up for. So you get your t-shirts, you get your wristbands, and you'll get your backpacks. And last thing, we're going to have a special line for larger groups. And that line's going to have extra volunteers and wagons that you can load everything into. And the volunteers will accompany you out into the lobby to be able to drop off all of the extra stuff to your group. And the lobby that you're going out is the exact same lobby you came in. So you'll walk out of the lobby, back out towards the doors, and you'll see on the other side of the doors is that same Katrina Memorial. So this is where you can tell your group to meet you if you want them to meet you, either in the lobby or outside. We think this is going to be a great registration process, and we're really looking forward to seeing you all in New Orleans.